Hello everybody, it's Mr. Second Amendment joining you from the Workbench, and this will probably be something we'll go over later, but I have a bunch of my stuff here, and let's see, some projects here. I've been working with Kydex, so as soon as I get that together, I'm going to get some videos out. This is kind of a pretty gnarly Kydex holster here, and I'm going to basically just pull that out just enough so you can see. I'm just going to have that Surefire MR07 light mount and TLR1 on there. So kind of, it's a good mount for a 1911 that doesn't have a rail, but you're dealing with holster solutions that are not that great. So Kydex kind of became a thing. It's a little janky, but it does work. So you'll see some stuff. I got some other Kydex projects I've been working on. That's a little rough looking on the rivets, but just getting it done. As soon as I kind of get a little bit more confident with Kydex, I'll go ahead and do some videos on that. Up here, got chest rig, and got a plate carrier, and then, well, there's another plate carrier, and there's a bunch of stuff here. There's some of the Kydex stuff I've been working. This is kind of where I took inspiration for my 1911 holster I just showed you. This is a G-code inside the waistband. I got that years ago. So anyway, we're not going to get into the Workbench setup because really what we're doing is introducing you to my M16A4 build. It's sort of, kind of a little bit of a clone build, sort of. But really, before I go to the range and it gets loud, I just wanted to go over what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be getting this zeroed, and primarily I'm going to be using XM193, which is just your standard variety, and you can get this bulked. And really, with the volume that I shoot, I wanted to do something I can get in volume. And really, the two types of 5.56 that you can get in volume for good pricing is either XM193. You can get that loose by 1,000, usually about $300 for every 1,000, and then you can get the green tip M855. You can get that by the 1,000 as well to do the kind of volume stuff that I do. And you guys will probably remember my stuff, my comments about the green tip from some of my other videos. So I'm not the biggest fan of green tip, even though it's a heavier weight, 62 grain instead of 55. I'm choosing to bulk and then get my zero on 193 with this rifle. It has a BCM. It's the A2 style top 20-inch. The whole thing is BCM upper bulk carrier group. Just got a little laser cut UID label just to kind of make it feel authentic. We're running a ACOG. This is the NSN, the TA01, just one of the original style ACOGs. Does not have the chevron, obviously. You can see there's no fiber optic on top. When we go to the range, I'm going to try to get some pictures of the reticle. Some of you guys probably already know what that looks like. But basically, I just wanted to do an M16A4 kind of build, and today we are going to be zeroing it on 193, and then I'm going to be shooting the various types of ammo that I have. So once I get it zeroed for 193 and I'm happy with the zero there, we're just going to be doing a 100-yard zero, and I'm going to do an ACOG video later so we can talk about the disparities there and what is going on with that ballistic reticle versus the ammo and barrel length I'm using. But we're going to start, we'll be doing just federal 223 stuff, 55 grain FMJ, just to kind of see how that groups out of this setup. Of course, we're going to be doing the federal 193, 55 grain FMJ 5.56 and see how that works. I also have some Winchester produced M193, so I'm kind of interested to see if there's going to be a group size or point of impact difference between the federal and the Winchester produced 193 stuff. Then once we want to start testing and hopefully a little bit tighter groups here, we got some Hornady Black. This is the 75 grain. It's the 223 Remington cartridge with the boat tail hollow point. So we're going to be seeing how that does. And of course, kind of going back to our standard fare, we got our M855 62 grain green tip stuff, federal produced there. Moving on, I do have some PPU, and this is kind of, the PPU and the Hornady are kind of a similar loading here. 223 Rem, 75 grain hollow point boat tail. But of course, the Hornady was definitely going to be a better quality than this. And basically, both of them are constructed like this. I mean, in terms of overall length, they barely fit into the magazine. Probably don't want to go too much over like 77 grain, and then you're going to start encountering magazine problems here. But that PPU, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. This match ammo from PPU, and I've shot it. You guys saw I had some of the stuff for my finish Mosin from that video. Didn't seem to do horrible, but moving on. Let's see. Now this is kind of a weird one. Winchester Super X 223 55 grain stuff, just standard. This would have been plinking ammo, and I actually have the box if you want to check it out. But this is what we're dealing with. I'm guessing probably 80s production, and I'll even expand that and say maybe late 70s, early 90s. I have no idea. Maybe there's some secret cool guy place to find the date. I couldn't find it on the inside, on the cardboard or anything. So anyway, there you go. And there's a box, the Winchester XM 193. But anyway, we're going to be shooting these various loads. So to recap, I'm going to get the 0 on the federal produced XM 193 because that's going to be my standard just bulking and shooting volume with. So I might as well have a 0 for this round. And then we're going to see the rest of these and see how they stack up in terms of group size and point of aim and point of impact. And I'm going to be taking my time. I'm going to be letting the barrel cool. This is not the most optimal national match setup when it comes to, the barrel and everything. This is just your Knight's M5, and it is not free floated, this quad rail. So this is kind of sort of a setup like what the Marines were doing with the M16A4. I mean, it does have a backup rear sight though, but generally this is about what they were rocking, sort of. So we're going to go ahead and give this a try, and we're going to see what happens. Alright, so here's what we got so far. Got the Federal 193. That was my first at 100 yards, my first 3-shot group. So then I brought it down here. This was my second 0 group, and then this ended up being my third. And I definitely had some issues there, but I considered the middle of my group right about here. Alright, you guys don't even want to know what I'm attempting here to do, the weird camo stuff to get this in here, but you can see what's going on. I'm actually going to attempt to do a shot on that steel, so here we go. Try again. There we go. You guys got it. We're gonna do another shot here. All right, got it. I'm holding the stock with my right hand, pulling the trigger with my left finger. Let's try that one right there. Alright, so you guys kind of get the idea. This is really wonky, but I'm trying to make this work. Alright, that one was a hit. Alright guys, so how did we end up? Well, first of all, I was having a little bit too much fun with steel, and I got this thing pretty super hot. So at that point, I don't got enough time to wait and let it cool and shoot the more expensive, better loaded ammo. So I'm going to turn up the brightness here, but let's see what we got. So here's the initial 0, and here was the first group. Then I did some adjustments, came down here, and then I got my third group, and I called it good. Here's some really lackluster groups. And again, this is when the thing was red hot. Well, not red hot, but it was super hot. I dumped several mags doing steel. I was just having a lot of fun. But green tip actually did surprisingly okay here, at least for, now keep in mind, this is kind of military loads in a mil spec-y kind of upper. This is pretty much a full-on government issue kind of setup we got running right now. So except for here, the Federal 223 55 grain FMJ, just the standard plinking stuff. That's what you got there. I did one group of 193, and it kind of seems like I'm almost kind of getting like this pattern of two that kind of stay true and then one that flies. And that seems to be kind of happening here. I mean, keep in mind, stuff was kind of hot, so this is pretty horrible. But considering, you know, it's minute of man-sized targets. For now, this is where I'm going to leave it on the M16A4 kind of project. But I'm going to do some other work, make sure everything is tightened down, making sure everything is proper. Right now, my biggest enemy I'm wondering about is, yeah, this was super hot. And I do have that pencil A2, A4 style profile government barrel going on in there. So it's not very thick in there. And this is not free floated, this quad rail. And this should be pretty secure. And I'm just wondering if it's a heat issue, if it's something, maybe the heat is really making it wander. Maybe something is not tight. So this is the real stuff you're going to encounter when you're out at the range. When you go shoot, you're going to encounter stuff like this. So we're going to go back to the drawing board. We're going to try to figure out what is going on, but expect more videos on this rifle. But in any case, shooting steel out there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to try to zoom in. Let's see if you can. Yeah, you can see the various steel, and you guys saw through the ACOG the different types of steel that we have out there. So in any case, it was a lot of fun shooting steel, but now when it came time to immediately shoot groups, obviously it didn't really help me out. But anyway, expect more videos. I'm going to get down to the bottom of what is going on here. But still had fun. All right, thanks for watching. All right, last thing, dudes, is I need to know what you want for the next Gearology video so I can do a battle belt update video once I get this squared away. I'm going to leave the battle belt set up with the 1911 that has the MR07 and the TLR1 on there because my new EDC is a 19X, by the way. So expect a review and an updated EDC video coming out on that very soon. The next Gearology thing I could do is a CLS bag. Squad kit, if you guys are interested in that. Definitely something I always take to the range and whatnot. So I can do a battle belt update when it's ready. I can do a CLS bag Gearology series. I can do a chest rig situation here if you want a video on that, which I actually have not done yet, is a Gearology video on the chest rig. Then I can do the plate carrier. I actually got two. Got a cheapo Condor one that I've had for a while. And then I got my JPC that I got for my last deployment, side plates, front and back, and all that stuff. So you guys let me know what you're interested in. And the next Gearology video, I could do it on any of those items. So let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.